Everybody, it's Eric. We got a short break from the rain here. Trying to sneak outside and get some work done. So this is the frame for the Camaro back seat. I'm just gonna try and go over it and clean the major rust chunks off with a brass wheel here. I'm not gonna try and get it perfect. You can't see this thing's buried under the seat, but I'll just get all the loose stuff off, and then I'll put some Rust-Oleum or something on it to seal it up. Just gonna show you what this is all about. Some of this stuff, like on this end here, doesn't come off very easily. This stuff here comes off easier. That cleans up pretty nice, but this stuff down here doesn't really. And I'm trying to stay upwind of this. Just like that. So I'll bring you back when I got this part of it done. Alright, so I've taken the springs out. I'm going to let those soak in evapor-rust before I do any more work on those. Those are in pretty rough shape. Hopefully they clean up okay. So probably let those soak overnight. We'll see. The main reason I'm trying to get this done right now is just so that I can test the cushion out tomorrow, and I don't want to get rust and crap all over the new stuff that I'm working on. So that's that. Alright. Look at that. Came pretty decent. I might see if I can stick these corners into the evapor-rust for a while to get up underneath the edges there. But I wanted to get these painted today, but the weather's turning foul again, so we'll see. I'll at least get these in the evapor-rust tonight. Alright, we are getting prepped to do the back seat. So I have a piece of the red vinyl cut out for this piece, and this piece of black vinyl for those two pieces there, and then this is 1/2" sew foam there. So I'm going to glue these things down to the 1/2" sew foam now. So this is the glue that I'm using with this. They sell this at Sailrite. That's where I got it. Seems kind of like the 3M Super 77 kind of stuff. It sprays out a nice little web pattern. I'll try and do this without getting this all over my desk and the floor and everything else. I used to spray in a web pattern. There it goes. Stuff is super nasty, so don't get it on your hands. Way to spray these is the next question. I got it on my hands, just like I said, don't. Let me find something to lay here so I don't get this all over my desk. Hang on. That'll do the trick. Fuzz on it. Sharp. Minor stuff on the back won't matter, but anything large might show through, so I don't want to put that on there. Should be good. Getting this all over the place. Making a mess. That was spraying out as a nice web there at the end. All right, let me get everything laid out here. Okay, so I had, this is not laying down very flat, so hopefully it'll flatten out for me when I get it set up here. Got a wrinkle in it from where it was laying on the ground. Hopefully that won't be an issue. So I can always steam that out. Okay, so that's how that goes. And then we'll be cutting the patterns out from there. So whatever the best way to lay this out is. And then cut that pattern out over there, and we're ready to go. For the 1/2 inch, and I still have to do the 1/4 inch foam for the sides, but that's the same process. All right, there's all the pieces cut out. Oversize, obviously I have to cut into the final size later. The little pieces, the flaps that go on the back, the left and right sides, left and right top, the middle top, and then the front piece that goes along here. And one question a bunch of people had asked about the foam. Sew foam has this fabric backing on it so it doesn't tear. So it's not just plain old foam. So when you sew through that, the stitch has something to bite into. So this is special foam. It's not just regular foam. Okay, so we're all set. We will tear into this tomorrow. Well, let's see what happens. Here we are at Casa de Pops.
Casa Métus, out of Détus.
I don't know what that means.
My house.
All right, we had to edit Mom out of camera because she doesn't want to be seen.
She has to be seen.
Yep. So we're here today to do some upholstery. Pops has the magic ruler.
Yes, I have. So we're in my house today instead of his cold, rainy garage.
Yeah, and I'm
so
sweating in here.
Swedish motif here. Carl Larson, Carl Larson, Carl Larson.
I'm sweating in here.
Hey,
It's like a
hey,
sauna.
hey. Us Swedes are raised in the cold, so we have to keep it up here.
That's something.
Here we go.
All right. Here's all the stuff we glued up last night. So we'll start marking everything and cutting all the patterns out and get ready to do this. All right, so this is the thread I was trying to use, the SunGuard polyester B92. This is black. As I said, I think in another video, I could not get this in red. They only have cardinal, which is kind of dark. So I ordered this stuff. This is 138, so this is a thicker thread. So we'll use this for the top stitches and use this for everything else. All right, so we have the black B92 thread on top and bottom here. And first order of business is to put pleats. Is that right? What do you call that?
They're not pleats. Pleats are when they're overlap, so that's just top stitching.
Stuff.
Yeah, stuff.
Just the top stitch.
Just a top stitch.
Yep. It's not a pleat.
Okay, so needle is up. So now, how can we do a lock stitch here? Do we do a forward and backward thing right
Go
here?
forward and backwards.
Like off the thing or on the thing?
Oh, it has to be on there, otherwise your thread's going to get all
Because I
tangled.
only have 1/2 inch to work with, because then it's exposed. So I have to do a lock stitch. I'm not going to worry about it.
Well, you can always just tie it if you want to. Leave your strings along and tie
That's
it.
what I was going to do. Yeah.
Just do a double knot on it and tie it.
Okay, then that's what we'll do. So we'll start just on, sink the needle, drop the foot. Oh man, it's cramped over here.
Want that around a little bit?
I think we'll be okay. Ready to go?
Oh, I'm glad you went with the black. That looks nice.
Yep.
So deep dog is down.
Funkiness going on there.
You gotta pull that up.
Let's see. Comes off just fine.
Yes, it does.
Fuzz going on there. I don't know what that is. A little bit long.
Looks
I
good.
veered off my line a little bit at the end there, but
Yeah, still looks good.
Then you put it into fourth gear.
all right, I'll do the next set. Okay, and then to lock these stitches, we just tie a square knot.
Doesn't matter, just tie a couple of knots in it so the thread doesn't come loose.
I'm trying, man.
I mean, it's not as good as back stitch, but you know, it'll work. So when you do your leather, maybe you should leave an allowance so you can back stitch on this part that doesn't show or something.
Well, you could, but then you ultimately have to cut this, right?
Yeah.
So if you put a big seam allowance on and you cut 3/4 of it off,
You only have to go back a couple of stitches, so
you know.
you know, you could try it and see what it looks like, and if you're not happy with it, then just tie the knots.
All right, so that's all done, and now we're going to use some 1/4-inch basting tape to glue these two pieces together, so they don't move around when I'm trying to stitch them. And this is this 1/4-inch double-sided tape, basically.
That would be great for framing pictures.
Yeah. Well, looks like that thing shut off, or maybe I didn't have it recording in the first place. I'm not sure, but there's the stitch. So that came out well. So we did the forward and backward stitch on both ends there, the back stitch to lock it. And so you pull it apart, can't see anything. All right, so I figured out a boo-boo after I put all that together. These panels here, I put an extra 1/2 inch of seam allowance on there to make it easier to do the top stitch on the side. I forgot to take that into account there. So this was supposed to be sticking another 1/2 inch up there. And so what that means is this segment right here, these are all supposed to be 3 inches. So I measured this one at 3.5 so that it had the 1/2 inch seam allowance. But now it's going to be 2.5. So in a perfect world, these would all be 3 inches. This first one's going to get chopped off a little bit. I'm not going to worry about it for right now. We'll see how it turns out, and then worst case scenario, we redo it, or as Pop said, just sew the other seats the same way.
There you go.
And you won't know the difference. Anyway, that's ready to go. So let's go ahead and do the other one the same way. Hopefully I lined up the back stitch here on both sides, so they're both hopefully in the same place. And try this again. So the camera cut off in the middle of the last stitch, so I don't know what it cut and what it didn't. So,
Right.
So we'll start a fresh one. Half an inch. And in case you can't see here, but there's markers on this base plate here for 1/4, 1/2 inch, 3/4, whatever. So I'm just lining up this edge right here on the 1/2 inch mark. That's how I'm doing this, even though you can't see it. Should be able to walk up on top of that foam there, but let's find out, huh?
Going under, isn't it? Yep.
Alright, so the back flap had this piece of piping in there for support. We're going to try not doing that. I'm just going to sew the material back on itself. They just support some hog rings to hold it on the back of the car, so I think it'll be fine. They didn't use this anywhere else, so we'll give it a try. So I'm just basically going to take a piece of vinyl, fold it over on itself, and stitch it right there. Easy peasy. I'll put some basting tape on that. So I just use the basting tape to hold that together. And just run a stitch along there. Voila. Okay. Yeah, I have to figure out how this part goes together. Alright, I think I have all this correct. So this piece is going to flip over to, with the hog rings to pull the center of the seat down, and then this piece here folds over the whole thing to cover all of that up. We think. So let's give it a go. I'm going to skip over that part right there. I don't think I want a seam right there. Jump right to there. Where's my threads? Okay. Half inches where? About there. Alright, let's give that a try. My cutters. Pretty straight.
Yeah.
Didn't look like it was going that straight on the top.
All right.
Alright, so that piece should fold over there, and then that piece should fold over there.
That looks good.
Like so. Alright, so now starting on the side panels, which are 1/4 inch foam. Same thing, use the basting tape to hold these pieces together. Same old 1/2 inch seam allowance. Trickier because these are curved. I haven't had to do anything curved yet. There's my threads. It's the first curved stitch, mother.
Whoa.
Pretty good.
Is it though. Ooh, that did something funny.
That's
I don't know if you guys can see this on camera, but this stuff is leaving these little
It's off the phone.
fuzzies. Yeah, that one did
It's like it's
something.
made up of 3 threads and one of them goes.
Yeah, that one did something unhappy that time. Yeah, that's all bound up now. I got all that sewed together, then realized I sewed the wrong 2 pieces together. Nice. Let's try this again with the right pieces.
Where are they coming from?
La puerta abierta. The small cracks everywhere. You get it?
I want ants
That
in the
thing's still
house.
on the fireplace.
I want ants in the house.
Didn't go bonkers that time.
Almost done.
Pretty soon.
You think my food's still good?
Yeah.
Looks good.
Alright, so we got the bottom piece done. Now we just use the basting tape to stick it to the seat. Again, vinyl to vinyl, top to top. This notch didn't line up very well right here, but all the other ones did, so I'm going to assume that's okay. We're going to give it a go. This one's going to be fun. There's a lot of foam. A lot of foam to get through. Almost done, sweetie. Almost done. My daughter is like, get me out of here, I'm bored.
I am.
I will have you out of here soon, don't worry.
You said it wouldn't take like 4 hours. It's been
Well, that was
like
before
4
we made a
hours.
bunch of mistakes.
Yeah, there's lots of mistakes that I made, so bear with me. It's not my fault I don't know how to sew.
Yes, it is.
That's true.
That is actually, that is true. Can you lift that up there? Just hold it, thanks. This is where the sewing table would come in handy, but I didn't bring it with me. We're going out to 1 inch now because of all this extra foam. Stuck.
Okay, you should be going over the top of that, not
Yeah, I
under
know.
it.
That's why I said it got stuck. Come on. Let go, needle. Phooey.
Pain.
Don't break your needle. Just
What?
cut it.
It sewed itself to the foot.
You always want to go over the top of the seam if you can.
Technical difficulties. Man, what's going on here?
Raise your needle up.
It is up.
It's up all the way.
Oops.
Yeah, whoops.
We go home now.
Want a needle nose?
brushing and put that additional pressure on it.
Yeah.
Makes mistake after mistake.
Would you like a needle nose?
Sure.
Let's
Pause. Continue where we left off. Nice having an extra set of hands here. Okay, we have to start spinning it now.
Stop.
Just
You're
get
getting
ready.
too close. I know, but you're getting too close.
I'm
to it.
getting ready. Got this back. Did last time, just didn't cut it enough, I think. I'll do this. Just get your fingers out of there. If anyone's gonna sew their fingers, it'll be me. So I've got the foot control.
I've had sewing machine needles through my thumb before, so no big deal.
Ugh. This edge is a little wonky here. Hopefully it'll be all right. I didn't sew through that. Well, don't. Run this off this way here, like this. That's what? Good? Bad?
Close.
Got a problem. Yeah, it does. See, when you run that back stitch like that, it just goes a little wonky. All right.
No, they're not both ways now, suckers.
Well, let's see if we did it. Flip it inside out. Does it look like a seat or not?
Looks like a win to me.
Yep.
It's not so great in that corner right there, but probably could have done something better there. What? I don't know.
We'll look at the other side later, see what happens.
You know.
The folds.
Once you put the seat in it. it'll be
Yeah,
fine.
remember the filler will help a lot to push some of those corners out. That one looks good.
Let's get out of here.
Look,
See.
he's good.
Yep.
Very nice. Very, very
We'll get a
nice.
better shot of this when we get home.
It's very nice.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
All right, so this is not on the frame yet. I just stuck it on the foam, and it looks pretty good. There's a couple spots that I'm not sure I like I don't know how nice these edges came out. I had a devil of a time with this round piece here that goes around the edge. Like the first time I sewed the two sides together and missed the middle piece. And then I put the middle seat on, and then I put the left and the right on backwards. So I just continuously messed that up. But it's finally together in the right place now. So those corners may not be ideal. Again, it's not, we don't have it all stretched out or anything yet, so I don't know how it's all going to look when it's finished, but I think it'll be all right. You know, and this stuff we can play around with the foam underneath a little bit to get it to lie down. And we don't have the top stitch yet, so that's the one thing left to do is go around the outside here and put the top stitch all the way around, the red stitch. And then these are all the flaps I talked about. So this flap here clips onto the frame, and then this flap here covers that up, and these things get pulled inside here, so all this will be hidden in here. And these get clipped to the springs here. That's how far this stuff has to stretch. This has to get way over here, so I would say all in all that's success. And then here you can see the spot where I said it ended at 2.5 instead of 3.5. I don't think it's supposed to sit like this. I have to go back and look at the other videos. I thought this front edge maybe is supposed to be higher, but maybe not. If it sits like that, then you really can't tell that that thing's a little bit short because of the foreshortening and stuff. But yeah, I like it. And then I use the silver space pen here, and this generally comes off with soap and water, so I should be able to get all of that silver that you see down in there out of there. But I'm pretty happy with that. So I'll end the video here. Next time we'll put the top stitch on. We'll have the frame all done. It's sitting here in Evapor-Rust still. And we'll put it all together and see how it looks. And if it looks good, then we know what to do. And we can go do the other rear seat, and then we'll decide what to do from there. We want to do the back seat that goes across the back, or start on the front seats, or we'll probably do the big back piece. That's the biggest one, so that'll be kind of a pain. But anyway, thanks for your comments and everything on the last video about the stitching. As you probably saw in the video, for the most part I didn't have any trouble with the sewing machine, except a couple of times it got bound up. I don't know what's going on there, but it mostly worked. So thanks again. We'll see you on the next one.